How to develop creative energy and place it into our own creations and projects is one of the roles of the abdominal center hara energies. These are natural energies that we use all the time, and the knowledge of how it works will enable the specific application of this performance enhancing gift. This video is a quick learning application. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hold the rope and with the one hand now switch it to palm up. And now we're going to be using the little finger. So we grab it, and now we're going to pull with the little finger, and you'll notice it's a continual firm pull, but it doesn't have that rigid type of strength to it. It's sort of flexible. We would call this an alive type of grip. And the other grip, we would call it a dead grip. And what you'll notice is, as you continue to pull with the little finger, you'll notice that any tension that you had in your shoulders and neck and back went away because you're not using those muscles now. You're now using muscles that go along the lower arm into the chest and into the stomach. So you can feel the lower arm muscles tightening. So now if we use our inhale expansion movement created by the center or a void in the center opening to make that movement, you can feel the connection of your center coming up into your lower arm muscles, into your little finger, and into the rope. And you actually can tighten your stomach or pulse your stomach with that inhale expansion and create the movement without using any muscle tension up here. And notice this movement is flexible, we call it alive. And now notice that if you just want to pull on that the tiniest bit, you just trigger the tiniest little inhale and you can put the slightest amount of tension. Or if you want to add the tension, just the slightest amount, you just add from your center and you can add just the slightest bit of tension. So you notice that the movement has more finesse capabilities to it. It's more precise, but it's a controllable precise depending on how you trigger your center. Now pretend that the rope is like a piece of taffy and you're pulling on this taffy and you're stretching it, or it's a rubber band and you're pulling on it, and you can actually feel the stretching in the belt. Now pretend that you're pulling on a piece of steel. Just cold hard steel. And you notice the belt got rigid. There's no give to it now. So you actually put a property of what you visualize into objects that you are holding. And this is why they call the center and the center created energies life or life-giving, is that it actually puts different energies or life into objects that you're touching or holding. And the artists use this all the time. Dancers use this all the time. If a dancer's making a certain arm movement, they're making the movement by centered expansion. And that's what gives it that aesthetic beauty to the movement. If a painter is painting and they're trying to depict a tree branch bending, they can put the energy of that tree branch bending into the brush stroke and into the paint, because the source is the center, which is life energy, oxygen, and that life energy is literally going into the hand and into the brush and into the paint, and it's putting the energy of a branch bending. You'll notice that when they paint portraits, they're usually painting the person on an inhale if they're trying to make the portrait look alive or real. The person is actually inhaling. So you're wondering, well, how do they make the person look inhaled? They give it the energy of an inhale by visualizing the inhale as they're painting the face, so to speak, or the body. It even can be the tension and movement. They can paint that tension of movement in by visualizing from their center, and that energy goes in. So not only painting, but even statues. You'll notice the statues are usually portrayed on an inhale to give them more life, more vitality, or to create different emotions. They're painted on an inhale while they're visualizing a different emotion. Sometimes they're sad or dejected, and it's like, how do they get that energy of the sadness and the rejection or dejection? It's they put it in by painting and moving. So it's important that they're moving. You just can't think about it. You have to move with that energy, transferring that energy. And that's where that whole idea from all these cultures worldwide, they're calling the center is the source of life, life energy, creation energy. And that's because it works. It worked right here. We can turn the rope into steel or turn it into a rubber band. So these principles, they work, and they work all the time. The connective properties are there as well by the way we touch. For example, like if you're holding a baby or you're reaching out to a baby, you reach out and you grab and you inhale from your center to hold that baby, right? You don't use these neck and shoulder muscles to bring the baby to you like this, right? No, you grab this way and you inhale to the baby and bring them to you with the compassion or the love. It's all there. Or if you're trying to present flowers to somebody, if you present them using your shoulder muscles and index finger, you would present it like this. You say, now, would you like some flowers, right? But if you use the little finger muscles and you're using an inhale motion, it looks like this. It's you're offering those flowers, right? So we use this all the time to, in our daily activities, we just never think about it. But the idea of training then is to be able to train ourselves to take advantage of our ability to use these different type of energies so we can enhance our day-to-day life. And this is what it's all about, is going back to these natural things that are already built within us. And because it's natural, it works right away. The second you hold the baby that way, they respond, and you're able to make a connection. So these things are already within us, and it's just there for us now to learn about them and then literally just put them to use, and it just happens.